PMI, which we call, the companies waste about 11.4% of their total investment in projects, managing these interconnected initiatives in a way that drives overall strategic value for the organization. So whether it's like launching a new product, executing a digital transformation, or leading a company like wide restructuring of the force.
I mean, unlike traditional methods, right? In traditional method, we have very orthodox approach. APF, we have with APF framework, it allows the significant changes in project scope as new information emerges.
A transparent, immutable record of project activities, enhancing our accountability, and keeping us on track. So smart contracts can also be automated.
Risk, show the project stays on.
Yeah. So another model in that way is the Agile program management, like we talk about a lot these days. Good evening, folks. Welcome back to our channel, and we have covered a lot of ground, but there's still so much to explore in the world of program management. So you've heard it right. We'll talk about program management again today. Here's a surprising statistics for you. Like according to the report by Project Management Institute, PMI, which we call, companies waste about 11.4% of their total investment in projects because of poor performance. So you can see what we are getting into. So that's billions of dollars gone, right? The same report found that organizations with strong program management frameworks, they saw up to 30% better success rates in delivering those strategic goals. So do you see the difference? If you have ever been part of a project that seems to spiral out of control, or if you have wondered how organizations handle multiple complex projects at once, so today's episode is for you then. We are diving into the world of program management, a discipline that increasingly is vital to our success in today's fast-paced business environment. So program management isn't just about juggling multiple projects, right? It's about managing these interconnected initiatives in a way that drives overall strategic value for the organization. So whether it's launching a new product, executing a digital transformation, or leading a company wide restructuring of the force, strong program management is very important, folks. And that is the backbone that can make and break the projects. So it's much more complex and involves a bigger picture than we actually can imagine. A single project can have clear goals and deliverables, but a program brings together multiple projects and coordinating all that which needs to be aligned with the organization's broader goals, right? And their objectives. So this is where things get tricky. Let's discuss some cutting-edge approaches that are reshaping the field. One fascinating area is application of complexity theory to program management. And traditional methods often struggle with highly complex, unpredictable projects that way. So how does complexity theory change our approach to program management? Have we ever wondered about that? Well, complexity theory suggests that in complex adaptive systems, like many modern projects, outcomes are often unpredictable. So it advocates for adaptive planning, which we'll talk about, rapid feedback loops, and decentralized decision making, which is very important. So there's a Sinefin framework developed by Dave Snowden, if I'm getting his name right, is a great example of this approach in action. So let's start. Speaking of adaptive approaches, I've heard about adaptive project frameworks, and I've worked on those also, or APF as we call about that in short. So how does that fit into this landscape, Shan?
So, Dinesh, here what we are really talking about today is how the right program management frameworks and models can help business not only survive but thrive. So we will take you through the key concepts, frameworks, and models in program management. And by the end of this episode or discussion, you will be able to understand. You will be having a clear understanding about how to approach and managing complex program effectively. Now, let's come back to APF, right? So what is APF? So APF is designed for projects with unclear requirements or constantly changing environments, it sounds very familiar to everyone, right? So we all face same thing. So APF emphasizes continuous learning and adaptation throughout the project lifecycle. Here is the critical factor. right? And it is not like, I mean, unlike traditional methods, right? In traditional method, we have very orthodox approach. APF, we have with APF framework, it allows the significant changes in project scope as new information emerges. But I want to draw a cautiously line here. If we refer back to our yesterday's discussion topic, managing scope, so all these flexibility always goes through our scope management
That
framework.
is very interesting, Shalin, that what you have talked about. So we'll be covering everything from basic principles of project and program management specifically to specific frameworks like PMI's program management standards, the managing successful programs, MSPs that we call, and popular models like Agile and StageGate. Now let's talk about some interactions like intersection of program management and data analytics. How are organizations leveraging big data in this field? So that way, data analytics is actually revolutionizing our program management in several ways. For instance, like if we talk about predictive analytics,
Yeah.
that can forecast projects outcome based on historical data. So you don't have to study past data just by yourself. All these tools are there, and portfolio analytics helps organizations optimize their project mix for maximum return of investments. And real-time analytics actually dashboards provide instant visibility into project health and project progress. So another interesting thing, Shalin, is the bimodal project management. So can you just shed some light for our viewers on that?
Sure, definitely. So let's get ready to do some deep dive into the world of program management here from us, right? So let's get started with identifying what program management really is and why it is such a critical function for today's organization, right? So what is program management? So program management is a coordinated management of related projects to achieve benefits or scope and control that wouldn't be available by managing them individually. So it's a framework basically. So now coming to bimodal project management. So this term was coined by Gartner, and they suggested that the organization needs two distinct but coherent style of work. So the first style or first model is predictable, focusing on improving and renovating known system. And then second model is exploratory. So, in which experimenting to solve new problems. So, the idea is to manage those two models separately but in harmony.
Fascinating. So, unlike project management, which focuses on delivering a specific result, program
Mhm.
management is it actually looks at the bigger picture. It is kind of ensures that different projects align, like Shalin said, with strategic goals of the company and optimizes resources and mitigates the risks that are associated with it at the broader level. Now, let's shift focus and discuss the human side of program management. How are neuroscience insights being applied in this field? Ever wondered about that? Neuroscience is like actually providing valuable insights into this, into the team dynamics, and also into the decision making for that matter. So, for example, like if we take about understanding cognitive bias, that can help project managers make more objective decisions, and that actually helps a lot. Even though Shalin, it is like you will say, okay, what has neuroscience got to do with project management?
See, techniques derived from neuroscience are also being used to improve our team collaboration and creativity. So, related to that, I have been hearing about anti-fragile project management.
Yeah, that is a new thing. Yeah.
So, do you know what is all about it? And I can share some light here. So, the concept of anti-fragility, this was introduced by Nassim Nicholas Taleb, if I'm pronouncing his name correctly. So, it goes beyond robustness or resilience, right? So, an anti-fragile system actually improves when exposed to stressors or volatility. It adds value at the edges where we are going about to be break, right? That's why we call it anti-fragile. So in project management, this translates to creating a system that not only withstand disruption but grows stronger from there. So let's explore the core concept behind project or program management, like governance. Governance. So let's focus on this.
Yeah, Shalin. So governance is like you can say, like if you're sitting in the car, is the steering wheel of your program. It tells you where you need to go, right? So it takes you there. So it ensures that program is aligned with the organization's strategic objectives. It involves decision-making structures, roles, and responsibilities to ensure accountability and oversight for that matter. So without solid governance, like programs tend to drift off course. So now let's also talk about some technological trends, if you may. Blockchain technology, we've been hearing a lot about that, especially for crypto, but that's being applied in project management as well. So blockchain has several potential applications in program management. It can provide a transparent, immutable record of project activities, enhancing our accountability and keeping us on track. So smart contracts can also be automated, and certain project processes, for that matter, can also be automated. So blockchain can facilitate trust and collaboration among parties, for that matter. So who may not fully trust each other that way. So there are a lot of stakeholders, for that matter. So blockchain actually helps in that. And what about the other thing, like the Internet of Things, the IoT that we call? How's that impacting program management, Shalin?
See, Dinesh, IoT is particularly relevant in construction and infrastructure projects, right? So those civil engineering aspect, right?
Yes.
So IoT sensors can provide real-time data on everything from equipment performance to environmental conditions. And this data can be used to optimize schedules, improve safety, and enhance decision making. So, and then we also have program lifecycle management. This is the end-to-end monitoring and successful completion of the entire program. Think of it as the roadmap of the delivering value over time. So it can be used in that way.
So, Shalin, like another concept is the benefits management rate. So this focuses on identifying, planning, and tracking the benefits of any program, for that matter. So it's what makes the program worthwhile, right? So ensuring that every project under it is delivering measurable value. So that way, it is a very important tool. So as we look into the future, what role do you see for quantum computing in program management? We are talking we are going from neuroscience to quantum computing, but folks, everything is actually connected, and Shalin will tell you about.
See, quantum computing it is in early stages, Pramesh, but still it has a lot of
That is true.
potential. It has a lot of potential to revolutionize certain aspect of program management. It could dramatically improve our ability to optimize complex schedules, allocate resources, and manage risk in ways that are computationally infeasible with classical computers. So let's get into the framework that help guide our program management. First up in PMI standard for program management, PM Book, right? This is one of the most well-known framework providing guidelines on how to manage complex interrelated projects within a program.
Yeah, Shalin, that is actually the quantum computing part is very mind-boggling actually. But PMI frameworks, for that matter, they focus on 5 performance domains basically. If we talk about strategy, then we have alignment, I think. What is next? Benefit management that we talked about, stakeholder engagement, and then we talked about governance and program life cycles, right? So that is, I think, these 5 are very crucial, and each domain is crucial for that matter in ensuring that program is not only delivering for the stakeholders, but it is also delivering strategically, that for that matter. Now, Shalin, if we can discuss the growing importance of ethics in program management, often that is very neglected. So how organizations are addressing this? If we talk about that, ethical considerations are becoming increasingly central to program management. And if we talk about PMI, they have a whole chapter related to PMI, ethics at the end for PMI certification. So this includes not only just compliance with laws and regulations, but also considering the broader societal impacts of projects, right? So some organizations are adopting frameworks like ethics by design to ensure ethical considerations, for that matter. And they are built into projects from the start, that way. And finally, let's touch on the concept of holacracy, Shalin. In project management, what can you tell about that?
See, holacracy is a radical approach to organizational governance that has that's being applied in some project management contexts. So it replaces traditional hierarchies within a system of self-organizing teams. In holacratic project structure, authority and decision makings are distributed throughout the organization, flowing from top to bottom, but it is distributed across, right?
Making a decision more central to it. Yeah.
Yeah. Next we have the managing successful performance framework, which we called it as MSP, right? And it came from I think from UK government.
Yeah, UK government, yes.
Yeah, it is designed for transformational change program and emphasizing risk management and the flexibility control of evolving projects.
So this MSP, Shalin, like that's a great thing for organizations actually, like which are undergoing major changes for that matter, like digital transformations, mergers, or like restructuring, which happens everywhere, right? So it offers a flexible approach to adapt as programs unfold while keeping everything aligned, broader business goals, you know. So, Shalin, like we have covered a lot of ground today, like so let's talk about some popular models also. Like one that many programmers, program managers use is the stage gate model.
So for me, stage gate model breaks the program down into stages. That's how we call it stage gate, right? With gates at the end of each stage, where decision makers evaluate where the program should move forward or not. What we define in the gates are that tell us whether we can move forward or not, or we need to refocus on the particular stage. So it is a great way to control risk and ensure the program stays on track.
Yeah,
This
so
one is
Shalin, like another model in that way is the agile program management, like we talk about a lot these days, right? So with agile gaining popularity in project management, many organizations have actually adopted it for their program management needs. And traditional waterfall companies, like even like our company, we were waterfall focused, and now we are going into agile for that matter, right? So it emphasizes flexibility, quick feedback loops, and most important is the continuous improvement, making it perfect for programs in dynamic environments for that matter.
Yeah, Pramesh, and you very well give the live example of our own organization, right? We have seen this transition from orthodox, I will say, orthodox waterfall model to being agile and being more and more. So anyway, so lastly, let's focus on the earned value management part also. Ramesh. So,
Yeah,
earned value management model, which we call EVM, this model is about integrating scope, time, and cost to assess program performance and
that's the
progress.
basic actually, like we talk about.
Yeah, it is specifically useful for tracking whether your program is on budget and on schedule.
Yeah, that is a very important point, Shalin. Like I think EVM, we earned value management. We have been. That is the first thing that we are taught as project managers, right? So anyway, like before we wrap up, let's give our listeners some actionable best practices. So first, establish like clear objectives. If you don't know what success looks like, how will you achieve it?
Right. Also focus on effective stakeholder communication.
Yeah, we've been talking about that a lot.
Keeping everyone in the loop, from your team to executives to your business sponsor. We need to ensure transparency and buy-in throughout the program.
And Shalin, like of course, like monitor and adapt is the basic, like the core of the thing, right? So programs often like last months, if not years, and the environment can change pretty rapidly. So keep reviewing your program's performance and be willing to adjust as needed, because adjustment, if you are very rigid, then I'm sorry to say that your project is bound to fail.
Yeah, Ramesh, we covered a lot today, from key concepts to essential frameworks and models. If you want to take your program management skill to the next level, these are the tools and practices you need to adopt and you need to practice also.
And folks, like remember, managing a program isn't about delivering projects. It's about delivering strategic value. The value part is very important. So remember that. And final thoughts for our viewers, Shalin, like any.
See, I would say the key takeaway is that program management is an ever-evolving field. The most successful program managers will be those who stay curious, continue learning, they're not afraid to experiment with new approaches. Future of program management is about blending art and science, balancing structure with flexibility, and always keeping the focus on delivering value.
Yeah, that is so many times we hear about that, but we don't like remember or try to implement that, right? So thanks, Alan, for sharing that. And thank you to our viewers for joining us for this comprehensive exploration of advanced concepts in program management. So until next time, keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible in your projects and programs. Keep innovating and be curious, as Shalin said. So until next time, take care. Goodbye.